Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Bridget Bjorlo. New tonight, nursing home residents and workers are joining forces as they try to keep Abbott Terrace Healthcare in Waterbury open.
The nursing home is on a 30-day clock before it closes after an unprecedented move stripped the facility of their federal funding for not meeting minimum health and safety standards.
Fox 61's Matt Caron has the latest on their efforts.
Well, despite state inspections citing this facility for multiple health and safety violations over multiple years, the company who runs the nursing home says all of those issues have been fixed. The Abbott Terrace nursing home in Waterbury is preparing to close, but most workers...
This isn't just a job for you.
No, it's home.
And residents...
I'm worried about the staff. I'm worried about the residents. I'm worried about me.
...are trying to keep it open.
I'm trying to stay positive and hope that it gets turned around and we don't close.
On this day,
Save our home.
Nursing home residents held signs expressing their opinions, while just hours later, the newly organized SEIU union workers of Abbott Terrace held a rally of their own.
We work so hard every day, and we love these patients, and to just grab that all away so they can go way far away from Waterbury, out of town somewhere, this is not fair.
The SEIU union told Fox 61 they've collected roughly 3,000 signatures over 72 hours to oppose the closing of Abbott Terrace, which they say would result in the loss of 300 caregiver jobs.
A lot of people can't advocate for themselves. The staff, they do that for us.
And the relocation of 200 seniors.
I have a lot of close relationships with my residents on my floor, and they're literally in tears with the thought of having to leave here.
Despite the plea, state and federal officials have called into question the safety of the facility and the competency of the company running it. The state long-term care ombudsman saying for years this facility has neglected necessary repairs, failed to update the physical plant, and has not provided adequate support for residents or staff. Athena Healthcare responding. We have invested significant financial resources in returning our facility to compliance by upgrading floors, doors, and other identified facility infrastructure. We believe that the identified issues had been successfully resolved. So going by the current timeline, Abbott Terrace has just 23 days left to operate with a current closure date slated for October 8th. SEIU union leaders tell me that they have been working in close collaboration with elected officials and faith community leaders in a last-ditch effort to try and keep this facility open. Reporting in Waterbury, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Matt, thank you very much. Time now for a check on the forecast. Another sunny day, but changes are coming.
Yeah, and we're going to get a little bit of rain. Not a deluge, though, are we? Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now with the scoop. We're getting more fall-like is what's happening, aren't we, Rich?
Absolutely. I think as we head into next week, which will be the first week of fall, it's like somebody's going to flip a switch for us. But yeah, this is one of those rare cases where you actually root for rain. We need it now. The last couple of weeks have been so dry. We're running a rainfall deficit for September, close to 2 inches now. But first, I wanted to tell you about the potential for more fog tonight. Just like you woke up to this morning, we'll see more areas of low visibility, and that could add a bit of extra time to your commute. So check in with the morning show crew tomorrow to let you know where the trouble spots are. Meantime, even though we began with the fog today, it turned out to be another beautiful afternoon, and it's a nice evening before the fog rolls back in again. And visible satellites still showing that we've got mostly clear skies overhead, which means hopefully we'll have good ingredients to see the partial lunar eclipse heading through the evening tonight. It'll be the greatest at about 10:44 when the top 8% of the moon will be blocked by the Earth's shadow. So this isn't a huge celestial event for us. Only a little bit of the moon will be covered by the Earth's shadow. Lows tonight in the 50s to right around 60 degrees. Tomorrow morning at the bus stop, more fog out there. And to finish, it's still mild despite the fact that I don't think we see as much sun as we had out there today. And It's another mostly cloudy, or is a mostly cloudy day, with high temperatures in the upper 70s, and some towns could even get close to 80 degrees. We're going to time out that rising chance for showers later this week. Hope we get some coming up.
Yeah, me too. Thank you, Rachel. Postal workers in West Hartford flagged an envelope that the FBI is now investigating, we're told, as suspicious.
Now, the Secretary of the State telling us that envelope matched others that have been sent to election offices all across the country, usually containing potentially dangerous white powder.
It does not appear this envelope was opened. Again, it was stopped at the postal facility and is now being tested at the state lab.
The Secretary of the State staff and other election workers in Connecticut have recently been trained on how to handle mail and even told to wear protective gear. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. New Haven neighbors are frustrated after a summer spike in car thefts, which police are working to cut down.
But officers say they're limited on what they can do. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc has that story tonight.
The number of car thefts in New Haven is down overall in comparison to last year, but the city did see a bit of a spike last month. Now, we spoke with one man who says he got his car stolen not once, but almost twice during that time frame, and he wants local leaders to do more.
I'm right now scared to have my daughter go around the corner to her friend's house because she may get run over by a car.
After two recent run-ins with people attempting to steal cars in Binyom and Lieblich's Beaver Hills neighborhood, he's frustrated.
I'm sorry, where do you draw the line?
The first incident happening last month, when Lieblich stopped at his house to grab something, leaving his Honda running out front.
I was in and out of the house in under a minute. They happened to be rolling by, saw the car, jumped into it, and started driving off.
A car carrying his daughter, who Lieblich says got out seconds before the thieves took off, dumping the car back in his neighborhood a half hour later. 2 weeks after that, Lieblich says they came back, attempting to steal the second family car. Lieblich went after them and says they tried to run him off the road.
They have no regard for life, and it's extremely dangerous.
Now he's calling on police and politicians to do more, but they're limited.
If it's just a stolen car, the state considers that a property crime. We're not allowed to chase for that.
Because of that, police are relying on technology, training New Haven patrol officers to use stop sticks, which deflate tires, and Star Chase, which attaches to and tracks cars.
We're trying to give our officers more opportunities and more tools to take advantage of to stop stolen cars safely.
The city also working on a regional task force to stop this behavior, among other things.
The other thing I think is really important to mention is that, we've seen a lot of this activity with young people, and the city is doing a lot to invest more in our youth. There's clearly a lot more work that we need to do, but we're making a lot of progress here.
Now, Mayor Elliker tells us that includes giving more jobs to young people, programs to take part in, and even opening new community centers. In the meantime, police are asking for your help to cut down on crimes of opportunity, including locking your car and not leaving any valuables inside. We are in New Haven. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Julia, thank you. We have new details now in a deadly crash on northbound I-95. We've just learned the names of the two people who died, Timothy Montague and Lori Botero, both of New London. The crash happened at exit 87 in the town of Groton on Friday. They were in a 2019 Dodge Ram pickup. State police say they ran off the side of the exit ramp and hit a guardrail and a tree, causing a fire. Police are still investigating that crash tonight. A wake-up call for the state after historic flooding last month. The Connecticut Conference of Municipalities released a new report on flooding in our state today.
They laid out about 30 recommendations, and Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst is with us in studio now. And Emma, why are they releasing this report now?
Well, Bridget, Brent, after a summer plagued with flooding disasters, this report seems very needed and very timely. But flooding isn't a new issue here in Connecticut, and this project was actually started more than 2 years ago. Experts saying recent flooding just highlights further how much action is needed.
It's a real wake-up call, I think, for the state of Connecticut.
Tuesday, the Connecticut Conference of Municipalities released a 158-page report on flooding mitigation in the state.
We don't have to look more back from a month ago in the Valley area and to see how devastating these flooding issues have been. It is above and beyond the pale that we've ever experienced.
The $100,000 study aims to address the growing concerns surrounding flood risks across the state.
Flooding of all types is really impacting the communities throughout the state in a very dramatic way.
In August, catastrophic flooding in southwestern Connecticut decimated roads, washed out bridges, and destroyed homes.
And we've been seeing this over the past decade, this increasing frequency of flooding and these events.
Connecticut experiences 3 kinds of flooding: coastal, riverine, and pluvial. That's rainfall-related flooding, which affects drainage systems. Experts say this drainage-related flooding is the most common in the state.
The underlying take-home is that can happen anywhere in Connecticut. I mean, it really is a situation where you don't have to be along the coast. You don't have to be down by the river to be impacted in a serious way by this intense rainfall-driven flooding.
The report laid out about 30 recommendations, ranging from updating FEMA's state flood hazard maps to reintroducing parts of last legislative session's failed climate resilience bill.
Even if all of them don't get passed, but we pass a few, we're making progress. We continue to work. It's not an all or nothing report. There's a lot of different areas where we need to go forward. Will it all get done in one session? This is a land of steady habits, so I don't think so, but we can start to make progress that will help, and different communities can look at what's the best way locally, regionally, and statewide to address these.
Now, CCM tells me they'll be using this report to develop specific policy recommendations they'll bring for the upcoming 2025 legislative session. Brent, Bridget.
All right, Emma, thank you very much. It is an exciting week for baseball fans here in Hartford. In about 30 minutes from now, the Yard Goats will make their first ever appearance in the minor league playoffs. They're taking on the Somerset Patriots, and it's the first game of the series tonight in New Jersey, starting at 6:35. Just having a minor league team here in Hartford has brought new energy to the city since they arrived here in 2016. And now that the team has made it to the playoffs, that excitement is only building, with fans eager to support their hometown team.
What a great week to be a baseball fan here in our beautiful capital city of Hartford, Connecticut.
And we're really excited about the playoffs. When we secured our playoff spot in June, we knew that it was going to be very magical, very special. And since that day, we've been getting ready.
They're ready. First round of the playoffs is best of 3 game contest. Hartford will host game 2 this Thursday night at 7:10. Tickets are selling for as low as $12 a seat over at Duncan Park.
And if you can't make it out to the game in New Jersey tonight, and if you're listening to me right now, you probably won't, there is a watch party happening right now on Pratt Street. In our next half hour, we'll check in with our own Jake Garcia with all the fun and fan reactions, so stay tuned for that. And just a note here, tomorrow is Connecticut Day at the Big E, and this year you'll be able to check out the newly renovated Connecticut building. It has a refreshed interior along with a 10-foot digital sign at the entrance of the building. And for the first time ever, there's a Shop CT experience featuring Connecticut branded merchandise. Fox 61 will be there for Connecticut Day, and we'll bring you all the festivities tomorrow.